Hi everyone! Today we're looking at the reading assignment by John McMurtry called Kill 'em, Crush 'em, Eat 'em Raw. And you're reading this article by McMurtry in preparation for your next essay assignment. So we're going to do a little talking to the text, which by now should be really familiar to you, so you know what I have with me. I have my highlighter and my pen, and I'm just going to model a little teeny bit for you. So I'm going to go to the middle of the essay and kind of show you how I would read a paragraph that might be a little challenging for you. So notice I numbered the paragraphs, just like we did with our last article. And I'm going to look at paragraph number 7 and go through a little bit of the process with you so you can kind of do some of the same. So, McMurtry says, one difference between war and football, though, is that there is little or no protest against football. And so since this is the first sentence of the paragraph, it might be outlining like a main point there. And the important thing that he seems to be saying in this sentence is there's little or no protest against football. So he's saying that people don't object to football. They don't protest it. Perhaps the most extraordinary thing about the game is that the systematic infliction of injuries, so basically people getting hurt over and over again, the systematic infliction of injuries excites in people, not concern. So people aren't concerned about people getting hurt or players getting hurt, as would be the case if they were sustained at, say, a rock festival. So the they is the injuries. So if people were getting injured at a rock festival, then other people would be concerned about it, but in football, they're not. But a collective rejoicing and euphoria. So he's saying that instead of being concerned about players getting injured in football, people rejoice, or they get happy and excited. And euphoria is a good word for that metacognitive reading log and for your unfamiliar words discussion on etudes. But it's got to be something good, right? Because he's talking about rejoicing, that it causes people to rejoice when people get injured, when players get injured in football. Okay, players, so this is a positive thing, whereas concern would be negative. So he seems to be saying that people get happy and excited when players are injured in football, unlike in something like a rock festival or in the rest of life. Okay. Players and fans alike revel, there's another good word for the metacognitive reading log or the unfamiliar words discussion. So players and fans alike, so both football players and football fans, revel in the spectacle of a combatant felled into semi-consciousness. Ooh, what does that mean? They revel in the spectacle of a combatant felled into semi-consciousness. So this might call for you to stop and look up the word revel, because it's kind of difficult to figure it out in the context. There's not really a prefix or suffix for you to use. You might know that a spectacle is something that's a big deal to look at. And then combatant, there's lots of challenging, maybe unfamiliar words in this sentence, and in order to understand it, this might be time for you to get out your dictionary. Felled into semi-consciousness. So semi-consciousness means, not being fully conscious. Blindsided, clotheslined, or decapitated. And those are all, if they're in quotation marks, then that must mean that they are terms related to football. And those of you who are football fans or players might be familiar with those terms for ways that players, I guess, tackle or maybe injure each other. And so this is probably like players and fans responding positively to when these things happen. So again, it seems to go back to what he was saying at the beginning. There's little or no protest against football. Instead of people protesting, they get excited and think it's fabulous, even though people are getting injured. So that's a little taste of talking to the text in Kill 'em, Crush 'em, Eat 'em Raw. So now you're going to go and talk to the text. You'll make notes, highlight unfamiliar words. Remember that part of talking to the text is also asking questions, making predictions, and making connections. So you might connect what McMurtry is saying here with what you already know about football, or what you already know about something else related to people getting injured, or what is it that people celebrate or they're concerned. Like, you might think of another case where people are concerned when people are injured, and he's questioning, well, if people get concerned when people are injured most of the time, why not in football?